Hello everyone, I have made a very easy coffee cake, and if you would like to see how I achieved this cake, please watch this video to the end. Thank you. Hello YouTube, today I'll be bringing you a very easy recipe. I'll be making the coffee cake since now everyone is pretty much at home. And if you had the habit of buying coffee cakes or just easy pastries while you went to work, and I'm sure you miss doing that, this is just a simple recipe that you can make at home using the ingredients you have at home. And for this recipe, I will be using some pecans and yogurt. So that might be the ingredient you need to get. But please watch this video to the end and like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay, starting off, I'm going to melt a cup of butter. I'm going to use this for the pecan filling for the cake. And for this filling, I'm going to use 1 cup of pecans, which I'm going to grind up, but it was coming out too smooth. What you want is just like a rough chop, so I took it out and then I just used a piston and trying to get as much of the chunky pecans as I could get. So now I'm going to make the filling. All I'm going to do is get the pecans, put that in the pot or bowl. I'm going to use half a cup of brown sugar and the melted butter, which has is room temperature now. I'm going to add that in there, and I'm also going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. I added I think I added more than 1 teaspoon. You can do as much as you want though. And then I'm just going to add that melted butter in and set that aside in preparation for my cake batter that I'm going to make after this. It's a really easy recipe, and I think it's self-explanatory as you watch. So I'm just going to stir that and make sure everything is well mixed and keep that aside. And then for the cake batter, I'm going to use 1.5 cup of melted butter. I chopped it up so it's easy to mix with my hand mixer. 1 cup of white sugar and half a cup of brown sugar. And I'm going to go ahead and use my hand mixer and mix it until I get a creamy texture. Just like that. And you want to start with the lowest speed, and then once everything is well mixed together, you can increase the speed to like the 3rd or however speed you like to go, but I just kept it at a 2nd speed. And then you want to mix until everything is well blended in, until you get a very creamy consistency. This will take about 6 minutes. Then I'm going to add in the eggs one at a time. This is just to bind the ingredients, and then I'm going to speed this up and I'm just going to mix, and that's the 2nd egg. I'm going to just mix that in. With a hand mixer. and that's the texture you're looking for. Everything is nice and creamy. I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract for some extra flavor, and I'm going in with 1.5 cup of plain whole yogurt. So this yogurt is full fat, but it's plain, it doesn't have any flavor in it. Make sure you get the plain one. That's the one without any vanilla flavor in it. And then I'm going to mix it until I get a very creamy texture. And this yogurt is just going to make the cake very moist on the inside, and it's a good contrast because you also have like a pecan filling, so it's going to be crunchy as well. So you have a moist and crunchy texture. I'm going to use 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm just going to sift that, and to that I'm going to add in my white sugar. Oh no, sorry. We're just going to add in the 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. And you're just going to stir that. And then I'm going to add the dry ingredients, the wet ingredient, just like that. Excuse the visuals. It was kind of hard to make sure everything was fitting into the camera, but this is what we have. And then you're going to use a wooden spoon to stir it all in, because if you use your hand mixer right away, the flour is going to go everywhere, so it's going to be really messy. So just go ahead and use whatever spatula or utensils to just mix it all in until it's well mixed. Then go in with your mixer and make sure everything is very well mixed, as everyone is uniformly mixed, just like that. And that's the texture you're going for. You don't want to work it too much, you just want to make sure everything is well combined. So that's the cake batter. We're going to go ahead and prepare the baking sheet by greasing it with some butter. And now that's ready. So now we're going to assemble our cake. We're going to get our batter, and then I'm going to put that in your baking sheet. So the first thing we're going to do is take our cake batter and put that on the baking sheet. Make sure everything is evenly spread. And then you're going to get your pecan filling and then put that on top of the baking batter. This is really fun. You can do as many layers as you want, but I just did 2 layers because we don't really have that much ingredients. I mean, it's just me and my sister, so just make as much as you want and make as much filling as you want. But it's a very thin coat or very thin layer of filling. It's just for that extra crunchy texture that we want. And just the pecans and the brown sugar and the cinnamon really adds some very unique flavors to this cake, and it makes it stand out, and it goes very well with coffee. I know the name is misleading because you would think that the cake has coffee grinds or coffee in it, but it doesn't have coffee in it. It's just a complement to coffee. So usually you can order this with a cup of coffee, and it just goes very well together. That's why it's called the coffee cake. So we're doing the final layer of the cake just like that, just doing repeating what we did. It's quite fun and therapeutic to watch, so that's why I just left the whole thing to play out. But yeah, get the final filling and just put that on top and spread it out just like the way you did previously. So now we're done. Spread everything out like that. So that's what the cakes look, that's what the batter's looking like now. We're going to go ahead and put that in the oven for about 50 minutes in 350 Fahrenheit. And this is the cake when it's baked. That's what it looks like. You're gonna wait for that to cool for about an hour. So that is the cooking test. You want to make sure it's well cooked. You dip a skewer in it and make sure it comes out dry, and that's me. Hello. So the cake is now cool. We left it for about an hour to cool, and now we want to see what it's going to look like when we cut it. So that's what the cake looks like. You can see the cake and you can see the filling, as far as the pecans and everything that we just made. The good thing about this cake is that it's not overly sweet. It's just the right amount of sweetness. And what here we're concentrating on is really the texture, the softness of the inside, contrasted against the crunchiness on the outside. That's what makes this cake really unique. And the yogurt also helps with that moist texture on the inside. So that's a taste test, and it tasted really good, like I said previously, and it came out exactly how I wanted it to. So please, you can recreate this recipe, share this video, and like, subscribe, and comment down below. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.